I got my live feedback. Starting off where we ended. December 2010, I filed a $54 million lawsuit against Governor O'Malley, SunTrust Bank, Bank of America, Insurance Incorporated, about my property on Falls Road, my illegal incarceration in the office of Scott Schellenberger. I am Dred Scott. That's what the lawsuit says. All right. It was for February, and that lawsuit was supposed to go through on February the 28th. I was supposed to go to court for that lawsuit on February 28th, a $54 million lawsuit. So on January on Martin Luther King's birthday, in the celebration, I brought a toilet down to the parade. Governor O'Malley was there. Scott Schellenberger was there. And I called Scott Schellenberger out of line. Scott Schellenberger, I handed him a yellow envelope. Told him it was about Governor O'Malley and the corruption. He got out the parade and got that. All right? So Schellenberger had evidence of the corruption and shit with, Greg Bernstein. I gave it to Greg Bernstein. I'm sorry. Getting my white people mixed up. I gave it to Greg Bernstein. Pulled Greg Bernstein out the parade. He was there with Governor O'Malley and all y'all, and Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake. So after that, I left the toilet at the North Avenue School Board. It was about the corruption and the money grafting out the school board, the money that y'all was stealing out the school, and y'all never did nothing about. So I started using toilets to expose the corruption and the racism around the city. Put like 8-9 toilets out, mainly about Sarbanes, Cummings, Cardens, and the prison industry. I put that down on Fells Point before y'all built down there in Fells Point, because y'all spending all that money down in Fells Point and Canton and not spending no money in the black community. You was incarcerating the black community and putting money in Canton and Fells Point. You feel me? Because I came here and I did the development down there. I did the asbestos and lead removal. I blew the whistle on y'all in 1992 or 93. I blew the whistle on TNP Engineering because TNP Engineering y'all was making a lot of money off of government contracts. I was the project manager. Head back to 2010, I filed that $54 million lawsuit. That $54 million lawsuit was going to pay for my movie, Let Us Design. I was insured. Jake Davis, James Hammond, Brother Insurance, Paul Weinblatt, all of y'all need to go to jail. Schellenberger protected that corruption, all right? And we're going to look into the money. Like I said, I do the movie The 13th Amendment, and we're going to do the movie, we're going to talk about the corruption. We're going to talk about ALEC, the corporation, and ALEC, the corporation, and the money that they invest in Maryland. We're going to look at the people that's in ALEC and look at the money that they had. ARP, the money that they put in the prison industry, the food service industry, all that. February the 2nd, 2011, my mother died. I was broken. I was fucked up. My mother died. So I had to come up with a plan to finish what I started. February the 7th, I had a court date in Baltimore City, a renters court, so I couldn't leave until I went to renters court. I went to renters court in Baltimore City and I won. All right, because it was a case against the landlord at Lockwood Apartments. I won that case, and in February the 7th, the same day that I won the case, y'all locked me up and charged me with terrorism. Y'all white people fucked up. Y'all use y'all's laws and figure y'all can get away with anything. My mother died. I was supposed to go to my mother's funeral. I had a $54 million lawsuit. Why would I threaten to blow up the courthouse? Schellenberger used this position of power of prosecutorial discretion to charge me with terrorism. Schellenberger needs to go to jail because he did the terrorist act. I was insured against terrorism. Yeah, my insurance policy says I was insured against terrorism. $1 million policy. Yeah, y'all need to check that. Al Redmer got that. I'm a businessman. I handle my business, man. I'm just not no street dude. I am a dude. I handle my business in court and in the streets. February 7th, my mother died. I went to New Simons Baptist Church over there. I went to the NAACP. I went to Senator Cardin. I went to Pastor Jerome Stevens. I went to everybody and their mama between February the 2nd and February the 7th because y'all kept threatening my life and shit. And I had that lawsuit I was trying to get paid on. I was going to Las Vegas. I had 13 movies, 13 storyboards. I had videotapes. I had movie releases. Y'all took my truck. Y'all took all that shit. But y'all didn't take everything because I had it in other people's houses and I had it in other places like the Underground Railroad. Always have a backup plan. I got a backup plan. And I'm going to back you up, man. You get as mad as you want. February the 7th, y'all locked me up and charged me with terrorism. February the 10th, I had a round-trip ticket to go to my mother's funeral. It was paid on Southwest Airlines. You can check the itinerary. February the 10th, going to Las Vegas, come back on the 13th of February. February 13th. 13th, my lucky number. Y'all never let me leave the state. Y'all locked me up, charged me with terrorism, keep me from attending my mother's funeral. And then y'all said I was distraught and mad. Yeah, I was pissed the fuck off. Y'all not only stopped me from going to my mother's funeral, you took my livelihood. You erased me from the existence of this earth. You took everything that I own, my social security, my birth certificate. You took everything I owned. You took money out my house. Yeah, you took money out my house. You took computers. You took coats. You took clothes. You took over $30,000 worth of jewelry. I had $30,000 worth of jewelry. You took. The state took. Because when you went in my house, you took my jewelry box. I had a bank in there. I had a strong box in there. You took the money in the strong box. You feel me? I had clothes in there. Shit, I had leather coats, leather suits. I had signed jerseys from the Ravens and the Orioles. I had signed jerseys from my store. I had memorabilia in there. Signed footballs and shit from the Ravens. Baseballs from the Orioles. Ozzie Newsome. I had like $40,000 worth of shit in my house. And y'all threw it on the streets. When I got out of jail, I had a t-shirt and some fucking blue jeans on. I didn't have nothing. I went to Greg's Bagel before Greg died. He gave me $20. I went to Officer Chin over there at the Northern District. And Officer Chin let me make a couple phone calls. Because I didn't have shit. I was homeless and living in cars and abandoned buildings for like a couple months. And then my friend Diane let me move in with her, and I stayed with her. You feel me? And I've been living in different people's houses and homes ever since. I'm working homeless. I live out my truck, your couch, hotel rooms, whatever. You feel me? And nobody wants to address this issue. When I got out of jail in 2011, I still had to go to court. The state of Maryland took my truck, my computer. They destroyed the evidence that they said was the evidence against me. They took it and destroyed it. You feel me? So how the fuck you do that shit? Schellenberger didn't think that I was gonna go to trial. So he destroyed everything before we even went to trial. My lawyer, Jerome Joyce, and my lawyer, Thomas Saunders, didn't do nothing about it. They didn't file no motions of dismissal. None of that shit. They didn't let me sue the courts. None of that shit. So now I'm getting ready to file another lawsuit. $100 million lawsuit. I'm going to file it in July. Like maybe the 4th of July. My Independence Day. Because see, Al Redmer, the insurance commissioner, said I can file a civil and a criminal complaint. I filed a criminal complaint a year ago. The controller told me to file the charges. I filed that a year ago. Schellenberger refused to do it, and Marilyn Mosby refused to do it. I can't go to court if the state's attorney refuses to take my charges. Mosby and Schellenberger blocking me access to the court and the grand jury. That's all I want. If I go to the grand jury and testify in front of the grand jury, Governor O'Malley, Mayor Pugh, Brandon Scott. The O'Malley mom machine gonna go to jail. Y'all gonna snitch on each other, just like that Stop Snitching video. Judge Janae, Judge Souder, Judge Papai, Judge Holland, Judge Bell. Y'all gonna snitch on each other. Because y'all had the information and the knowledge that I was making a movie and a documentary. Senator Antonio Hayes has the screenplay. He got the movies. He got the movie releases. The movie was about our government. I am Dred Scott. I was suing you for my freedom. And I'm going to sue you for my freedom. I'm going to take you to court and drag you through the mud like you dragged me through the mud. And you got to do what you got to do. I'm going to file as an indigent because I don't have no money. I'm homeless. I don't have no money. I'm broke. I look good, but I'm broke. I'm living in people's houses. I'm living next door to Jack Young's sister right now. Jack Young, he knows me. Jack Young know what I'm getting ready to do to y'all. Jack Young, the city council president, the mayor now. Brandon Scott, city council president. Everybody's sitting in their seats now. Adrian Jones is the Speaker of the House. Adrian Jones was there when I spoke in the Baltimore County Council meeting. All right, about my incarceration, about how y'all's corruption and shit. The county council. It's going to go city, county, state, and federal levels. And I'm getting ready to dig in all y'all's pockets. I'm going to stick you up without a gun. I'm going to get your money like you took my money. I'm out $2.6 million. I was making $260,000 a year. Grossing $260,000 a year. You took my store, my everything. The store was for sale. Somebody was going to buy the store for $150,000. That $150,000 was my seed money for my movie and me to go back to Illinois because I was moving back to Zion. I was going to buy me a house and shit. $150,000, I could have did that. Open up businesses, all that shit. But the state of Maryland got in some business that wasn't their concern. Schellenberger was protecting the corruption in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. So when I file a lawsuit, all the evidence that Al Redmer has go directly to Dr. Bundy from Baltimore City office, City Hall. Go to Dr. Bundy, get all the emails from Dr. Bundy. Go to Eddie Conway, get all the emails from Eddie Conway. Go to Kiefer Mitchell, get all the emails from Kiefer Mitchell. Because racism don't work without black cooperation. If black people don't cooperate, racism don't work. Corruption don't work without black cooperation. Pugh couldn't have did what she did without help. So I'm going to help y'all send everybody to jail. I'm not the help, I'm Shorty. I own Shorties. I own all shares of Shorties. I own all likenesses of Shorties. Anything that got my name, my likeness, my picture, I own that shit. And I've been owning this shit since 1997. You feel me? So we're going to end this shit where it started at, in the court of law. July the 11th, I got a hearing with the insurance commissioner. And between now and July, we have dinner and a movie. Dinner and a movie every Friday night, and we show on the 13th. So I'm going to highlight the corruption and the racism in the courts. I'm going to show you how the 13th Amendment works in Baltimore City and Baltimore County courts. I'm going to name your judges, your lawyers, and your politicians and dare you to call me a liar. Everything I say about you is on court record. It's on court file. You feel me? None of the names have to be changed. I got 3 storyboards, and it's going to break y'all down. And it has all our politicians' names on it. Thank you, leaders of a beautiful struggle. Y'all saved me a lot of time. If you go directly to Karen York from the Job Opportunity Task Force, get all the emails from Karen York. Never answered them. I never asked them to. I asked them to watch me fight. I never asked them to get in the fight. I just asked them to watch the fight. You go to Nicole Henson, Nicole Mundell from Out for Justice. I'm a member of Out for Justice. Get all the emails from them. Those emails is going to tie y'all's public officials together. You go to Commissioner Davis, Commissioner Belfield, Commissioner Ed Norris, Commissioner Batts, and and Chief of Police, Baltimore County Hyatt. All right? All of y'all know about this. All of y'all. Hyatt was in the room when I made the criminal complaint to Commissioner Batts or Commissioner Davis. Kim Trueheart was there. Kim Trueheart was there too. So y'all knew all this shit. You feel me? So we're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. Secrets will not block justice. And it ain't going to just be us. When July comes, we're going to be still showing the 13th Amendment. When I filed my complaint, I'm also going to... I got a letter from Johnny Oleski asking the Department of Justice to investigate my case. So we're going to have the Department of Justice on blast too. If the Department of Justice investigates my case, they're going to have to go after Scott Schellenberger, Greg Bernstein, and Marilyn Mosby. They're going to have to go after Mosby. Because Mosby knew about this since 2014. Marilyn Mosby, Nick Mosby, Bilal. Y'all was in the room when I gave y'all that email. Y'all was in the room because I was running for Lieutenant Governor with Brian Vaith. And the Department of Justice already had this shit. They destroyed it in 2016. 2016. Me and Brian Vaith been filing papers against y'all. But Mosby, Greg Bernstein, and Scott Schellenberger, all three of y'all gonna go to jail. Nick Mosby too. Either you're gonna snitch on your wife or you're gonna go to jail with her. Just like Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. and his wife. Y'all gonna go to jail together because y'all got too many secrets together. Couldn't be sleeping together and not know who was doing what. You feel me? So y'all kept each other's corruption protected through your offices. I'm back in Baltimore, y'all. I'm back in Baltimore. Part 1 and Part 2. I am Dred Scott. Do blacks have rights in America which white America respects? Well, that criminal case, that civil case, that Department of Justice investigation, we about to find out. Now we're going to use Letters to Zion. The movie Letters to Zion is not just a movie. It's my life and it's evidence for my case against the insurance company. Because I was insured. So everything that Rob Fix has is going to be evidence for a federal investigation. And that's going to catapult the movie. I'm going to get the movie made with no money. He been making a movie since I started this in 2006. So he got 13 years. Letters to Zion. I got my own films, my own archive of videos, MySpace, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, social media for social justice, for social change. I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. If they pay attention to dumbass shit, I'm going to give them a lot of shit to see. I'm going to mic check the room. And you see when I mic check shit, what happens. Make it do what it do, but 2019, all this shit coming to an end. Criminal charges, civil charges, and a federal investigation in the Illinois and Maryland. I am Dred Scott. I was property, interstate compact. That means the feds got to take over the case. That means Congressman Cummings is the oversight committee. He got to investigate this. Van Hollen got to do it. Sarbanes, you got to do your job or lose your job. I am Dred Scott. I petition my senators and my congressmen to address my illegal incarceration. You got to do it at your job if you like it or not. It ain't easy being shorty. But somebody got to do it. Truth gonna speak to power. Y'all didn't get this live feed because you cut me off from mainstream, but I'm gonna put this on the bottom of the next live feed because it's saving it. Part 1 and Part 2. Dinner in the movie with Shorty and Brian. the 13th Amendment. If I said something wrong, if I did something wrong, y'all have been locked me up by now. Y'all don't want to take me to jail, because if you take me to jail, I'm going to effectuate the population. You take me to jail and lock me up, that means that I'm going to work with the prison population. And you don't want none of that. You don't want Shorty in the prison population, because I'll be running that shit. From the streets to the seats. 2019, 2020. We're going to get ex-felons the right to vote. We're going to get them registered to vote. Just like I am Dred Scott. Just like in 1800s when black men were free. We're going to take over the Republican Party in Baltimore City. We're going to get so many people to register as black Republicans, and then we're going to start taking office. We're going to run them against the Democratic machine. I'm going to be the black Karl Rove of the ghetto. I already got this shit engineered and planned out. In the event of my death, I already got somebody else to do what I got to get done. This ain't going to die in a movement. I got a blueprint. Killing me, no longer an option. You should have killed me back in 2007 when you had the chance. You should have killed me in 2010 when you came in my house and put guns to my head. Should have never charged me with terrorism. Should have never took me to court. I'm good in the courtroom. I ain't lost the case yet. Try me. I ain't never paid for a lawyer. Never have, never will. I know the deal. I'm good at what I do. Davis versus the state of Maryland. It's coming to a movie near you. That's going to be the name of the movie. Davis versus the state of Maryland. I am Dred Scott. Yeah. That's going to be a blockbuster. And I get to name everybody in the movie. When I say Congressman Cummings, when I say Sarbanes, when I say Van Hollen, when I say Pugh, when I say Jack Young, when I say your name, ain't nothing you can do about it. You got to eat that shit. The same way I had to eat that 186 days in Illinois, the same way I had to eat them days in jail, you're going to have to eat that. Sex, lies, and videotapes. I got all the videotapes I need. I got everything I need. We all we got. We all we need. Mic check, and it's coming. 13th Amendment, the new face of old Jim Crow. I'm getting ready to give you a blueprint for freedom. Freedom is never free. You got to fight for freedom. So all I'm doing is give you the story of Job. I did my job. And at the end of my job, I want my money. Every nickel, every dime. I was locked up for 186 days in Illinois. I was grossing $1,500 a month. $1,500 a day in my store. You're going to have to pay me $1,500 a day for every day I was locked the fuck up. Same thing in Maryland. Those was my good days. If we go with my best days, shit, some days I made $3,000. Some days I made $5,000 because of my catering. So we're going to lowball you at $1,500. 1,500 times 186. That's in lost wages and income. Then we're going to audit Jake's Grill. We're going to audit Paul Weinblatt. We're going to audit James Hammond. Yeah, we're coming after your money. And we're going to show you where Senator Kelly invested in me. Yeah, Senator Kelly invested in my program. So like I said, when I say your name, I'm going to call you out. Johnny Orlesky asked for a federal investigation. I want a statewide grand jury. So I'm getting ready to write this letter to Adrian Jones, Speaker Senator Miller, and Governor Hogan, and Johnny Orlesky, and Jack Young. Since all of y'all sitting in your seats now, I'm going to ask each one of y'all to have a state grand jury about my illegal incarceration, about me making the movie. Getting ready to hit all of y'all. We're We're gonna make this perfectly legal. City, county, state, and federal levels. I'm going to smash mouth y'all, and it won't be with a pumpkin. It's gonna be with a toilet. Getting ready to put more toilets out too. It's gonna be like Freedom Summer. That's what Letters Design was about. Freedom, fighting for your freedom. That's what the 13th Amendment is about. I'm gonna show you how to fight for your freedom. I'm gonna be your Angela Davis. I'm gonna be your Fred Hampton. I'm gonna be your Malcolm X. I'm gonna be your Stephen Biko. I'm gonna be that black man fighting for our freedom. Like I said, I don't need 1 million people to march. I need 1 million people to pay attention. They pay attention.